Afternoon and welcome to William O. Reagan Stadium in the home of the Delbarton Green Wave. I'm Ben DeVella, joined alongside by my color commentary partner, Connor Glory. Connor, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Should be a fun one. After a short break, we'll have more pregame coverage. With a few wins and losses, anything could shape up. What do you see so far?
Yeah, Ben. I mean, the top four are pretty solid. Obviously, Brigham Catholic, always a solidified stalwart. Same with Don Bosco, and they're the two, front runners. They're running away this year. But the Green Wave have a chance to, get a little sneaky if, St. Joe's trips up. I know St. Peter's Prep, they've already defeated the Green Wave, but St. Joe's trips up. You can obviously see the Green Wave, if they go on a run, slipping up to the 4th spot.
And then looking at those final four teams, you see teams like St. Joe's Metuchen who've been playing pretty well this season, beating some top 10 teams recently. They've been on the rise. But another team who's actually got a 7-3 record this year is St. Augustine, who defeated Delbarton last year in the playoffs. So Seton Hall Prep will most likely be that bottom seed with the 8 seed. But again, everybody in the non-public A makes the playoffs. Should be fun to see how this one shapes out.
Yes, for sure, Ben.
All right. Back. The third member of our crew, Ryan Dooley, was able to speak with quarterback coach Zach Tabor. Ryan?
Green Wave. Coach, we've seen both Jaden Smalls and Gavin Gallardi get playing time. Who are we going to see in the backfield today for the Green Wave?
It'll be more of the same, right? Both guys have strengths. They do a number of different things well. So we feel like we have a really good plan to really go at the DePaul defense. I'm excited to see what the guys can do back there.
You've had a great running game all year. How do we start to open up the passing game today against DePaul?
That's a good question. They do a lot of different things in the back end, most of it predicated on disguising it pre-snap. So we feel like we have some pretty good answers to be able to take advantage of the way that they're trying to be aggressive. And I think the boys, right, both guys in the backfield have executed it really well all week in practice. So I don't want to give away too much pregame, but yeah, I think we have good answers. Just got to go out and execute, right, when we get those opportunities.
Early in the season, you had a few key injuries to some wide receivers. Now that you have them back, how is that going to influence this offense?
Yeah, it's great. It gives us different personnel options, right? We can be a lot more multiple. We can spread guys out if they want to double team one guy in particular. Probably everybody knows who they're looking for. Then we have really viable answers in both the run and the pass game if teams want to focus on Grant in particular, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it definitely helps.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much. Good luck today, Coach.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Welcome back to our pregame coverage of Delbarton versus DePaul. I'm Ben DeVella, joined alongside by Connor Corey. Connor, what do you have for the Spartans?
Yeah, Ben, very experienced team. You see all their leaders are seniors, including the star quarterback, number 15, Derek Zammit, with 1,287 passing yards on the season. And he was the leading rusher until last week with a great performance by Marquand Carter, puts him as the leading rusher with 542.
Yeah, but Zammit really has been great, really opening up this offense. You see the departure of Elijah Burrs and D1 Desi. You got a new guy with Mason James coming in, who's been great. And but Zammit's really been leading that offense on the ground and through the air. For the Green Wave, it's been a completely different look for them this year. They're at 3-4 right now. They had 2 losses out of state, come home, get the win over Monsignor Farrell, then lose to St. Peter's Prep, and then with 2 consecutive wins over rival Seton Hall Prep and then Pope John. And then last week, they fell on the road 42-7 against Bergen Catholic. Today, another tough matchup for the Green Wave against DePaul. But, yeah, Gavin Gallardi, the sophomore quarterback. Coach G keeps trying to make this an easier offense for him to work with. And when I asked Coach Bowers about how those last 2 games, those 2 wins before last week against Bergen Catholic, he said each game is a learning curve. He wants to build confidence for his young quarterback and for his other young weapons like Grant Van Raphorst.
Yeah, Ben, they're a young team. Obviously, their star receiver, star quarterback are all sophomores, and their leading rusher, Kobe Irby Mason, who's really been kind of a safety valve for them to lean on. He's also coming back next year, so it's really a young team, and with the schedule that Delbarton has, you really just learn and get better every single day. And like you said, that winning streak, you could see that they're adapting and their awareness is getting up.
For sure. We'll be back with Keys to the Game. We're back here with the keys to the game. It should be a good one, a non-public A matchup in this Super Football Conference. Connor, DePaul is in the non-public B. Connor, what are the keys to the game for the Green Wave?
Yeah, Ben, like we said, sloppy playing has really influenced the games they've lost. Obviously, the game against St. Peter's Prep is the one that comes to mind, where both quarterbacks really made silly mistakes, giving, promising drives a bitter end, and their defense, which always is pretty strong for the Green Wave, really has to contain Zammit and make sure that he doesn't make any plays with his legs.
Yeah, and for DePaul, I just think it's keeping Zammit active. He's been great on the ground, recording about 500 yards rushing, and through the air really being able to get the ball to his receivers accurately. Otherwise, it's just taking advantage of the Delbarton secondary. Austin Kiley is moving to cornerback. He's been Delbarton's RB3 so far this year. The sophomore stands at 6 foot. Chase Hauser, a little bit smaller. He's going to be going up against Mason James, one of the best receivers in the state. So this this move for the Green Wave makes sense because you definitely want to have an advantage with the height. Otherwise, yeah, I just think it's playing your game. You just beat St. Peter's Prep on the road by 10, so I just think stay to your game plan. The offensive line has looked really good, so just stick to that. We'll be back with the first quarter. Welcome back. It's game time. Delbarton versus DePaul. Delbarton won the toss. They will defer. So we'll get to see that talented DePaul offense to start this one.
Yeah, and Ben, as this game kicks off, Delbarton has really had some great wins to get DePaul the last 2 years, and DePaul has probably really feeling and trying to get a revenge game back here. I know quarterback Zamet talked about it, but this is a big game for both teams as we're off.
Fair catch. Oh, and never mind. He's going to take this one. It looked like he put his hand up, and it'll be stopped around the 24-yard line.
Yeah, Ben, I don't know if you could hear anybody else in the booth, but it did look like he put his hand up before he caught that. But
yep.
Ref doesn't make the call, and you just got to keep playing. Good tackle, good contained by the Green Wave special teams unit, and here comes the Green Wave defense.
Yeah, and this first drive is going to be big for them. I mean, DePaul has done a really good job of putting points up on the board this year, and I'm expecting an established run game for DePaul, especially with the confidence of Marquand Carter and that improved offensive line since Don Bosco. It's going to be a run. There's Carter to the left, picks up a few. Looks like a gain of 3.
Yeah, Ben, and like we talked about earlier, the DePaul team is very experienced, a very experienced squad. And a game like this, where it could be a trap game for them, and the Green Wave obviously want to get back on the winning column. You know, experience is going to be really big here to see, you know, making the right decisions and being cautious.
Be a single back formation. It'll be a counter. Big hole to the left. Carter goes straight ahead, and it looks like he'll have enough for a first down.
Yeah, Ben, and obviously that was a weak side counter, but it looked like the strong side had a huge push on the Delbarton line. It looked like there was the Beaver Dam size hole on the other side, but Carter just sticking to his guns, and he gets the first down. And like we said, that offensive line really is showing their improvement.
There'll be a handoff to the right, a stretch, and it's tackled in the backfield. Sclafani gets his way back there. I actually got to see Michael Sclafani last night. I was sideline reporting at the Ramapo Northern Highlands game. I got a call from Georgia. They were all there because you actually lives right outside that school. So got to see those two, Kylie and Brennan Coughlin.
Yeah, Ben, and one great thing about the Delbarton squad is that they're a good group. Like, you know, they're always together, and that can go a long way, especially when they're young. They got a lot more years underneath them. They could really be strong. And Ben, I saw on the last play that number 30, freshman for Delbarton, Adrian Hunter, was on the field for the Green Wave as his first down from Derek Zamet.
I don't know if he got there. I think they're going to roll him a few yards short, but that just shows you his running ability. Pocket collapsing, finds his way to the right, and his speed. That's why he's a 4-star.
Yeah, Ben, but back to what I was saying. Green Wave, we talked about Nick Stoll suffered an injury during practice on Thursday and is not out there.
He's actually
out there. But number 30, Adrian Hunter, is also in, freshman, showing the little lack of depth. I guess giving the kid a shot.
It'll be 3rd down here. I think 2 to go. It'll be a handoff. Carter breaks one tackle, breaks another, trying to bounce it outside. It'll be close. I think he got it. He does.
And Ben, you hate when that happens as a defender. It's demoralizing. 3rd down, you get a good push in the backfield, and then he just makes one, he makes 2 miss, and he gets the first. No, the 2 on the sideline is...
Single back formation, Marquand Carter in the backfield. Another counter. Carter fought at the line of scrimmage. Sclafani again with a tackle.
Beautiful play by Scalfani, and he's going to be an X factor for the Green Wave. The Columbia commit, the senior, one of the few experienced players on this Green Wave roster. He's been great all year.
Mason James at the top of your screen. One-on-one coverage with Austin Kiley. Larkin goes in motion. It'll be a toss inside, and nice play design. First down. The ball's out. The ball's out. Who's going to? It's still loose. 3 green jerseys around it, and Green Wave recover.
And Ben, what a beautiful play just for a costly mistake. You know, like I said earlier, the seniority of the DePaul squad, they can't make silly mistakes on a team like Delbarton, and that's a silly mistake right there. Huge turnover for the Green Wave.
Yeah, Alex Fizikis with the recovery. And what a momentum shifter. A great play design. You get Zamet shoveling it inside, and then all of a sudden the ball comes flying out, and 2 or 3 green jerseys around it finally fall on it, and they'll get the ball after a big showing from their defense on their first drive. Delbarton offense out on the field. Kiley goes in motion. Or sorry, that's Van Rapphorst out of the backfield. He catches it, and he'll get a few yards,
and Ben,
if that.
The sophomore Grant Van Rapphorst has been great all year. He has 417 catches and 6 total touchdowns so far. And like we said, that rivalry game, that big win for the Green Wave, Van Rapp had a 92-yard slant touchdown. That was huge momentum. So he'll be an X factor for the Green Wave today.
It'll be a handoff to Fury. Finds the hole. Matthew to Fury, picking up the first down.
And Ben, this is a great start for the Green Wave. You can see the momentum shift after that forced fumble, and the offense seems to be rolling with it right now. Beautiful space for Tafuri, and he gets the first.
If anybody wants to watch somebody on DePaul's defensive side, just look for the pink gloves, Logan Nagel, who's averaging 10 tackles a game. It was great against St. Peter's Prep last week. He was almost over every single play, and Coach Campanelli couldn't say enough about him after the game. Gallardi firing to his left. It is cut by Castellano. It'll be second about 3 or 4 here.
Gallardi's pass complete to Castellano, brought down by number 26, Corey Davis.
Trips to the right. You got Castellano on the top of your screen. Tafuri will take the handoff around the right side, and he'll pick up the first down. Tafuri was the one bright spot in the Delbarton loss last week against Bergen Catholic with that one slip screen. He caught it behind the line of scrimmage, and took it 75 yards for the score.
Yeah, Ben, that was a beautiful play. And Tafuri is the lone senior on the skill positions on the Delbarton offense, and he's obviously steadfast. He's been great. He's a great gadget guy. He can play receiver. He can play running back. And now we see another X factor for the Green Wave, Kobe Irby Mason, the junior running back, now in the game.
And he'll take the handoff right side, and he is going to keep fighting. And it looks like he'll get about 3 on the play. Logan Nagel coming around the back end to help take him down. And we have an injury on the field. It's a Delbarton player. Looks like a lineman. Might be Matthew Shivis. Sorry, Jack Christie, it looks like. We'll take an injury timeout. We're back here. Christie walked off the field. It'll be a handoff for Irby Mason. He's met behind the line.
Yeah, Ben, it was a great sight to see Christie getting up, but the Delbarton Green Wave offensive line have been playing great this drive so far. And the one play without Christie, you get a big pushback from the DePaul D-line. So 3rd and long. Let's see what Coach Cheek draws up.
Tavian Monroe got back there. It'll be 3rd and long.
And Ben, I think this is a play for either Xavier Rodriguez, number 12 there with the pink gloves, or number 16, Grant Van Rapp.
He's in the slot. DeFury's the back. This might be 4th down territory around midfield. Definitely influences the play call on 3rd down. So if we see a run, maybe we see a 4th down. It'll be a pass. Gallardi out of the backfield to Fury, trying to bounce it outside, and he's close to a 1st down. I think he got it. He did.
And Ben, that was a great play. I love how Gallardi looked off the defenders. You see looking downfield, they think he's going to Van Rapp, and then he drops it right off to Fury. Like I said, a gadget guy. You just give him the ball in space, and you let him go.
Hurry up here. Hard count. Little audible. Receivers on the left side move out a bit. Handoff to Fury on the left end, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Some good stops by DePaul on the run. It'll be a pistol formation to Fury and Irby Mason in the backfield. Play action. Oh, and coming out with nobody blocking him. Gallardi gets taken down, and on the sack, it's Jackson Bastante.
And Ben, like a freight train, a bullet out of the chamber. He flew right there, and obviously you can't miss that tackle. And he makes a good wrap-up, good form tackle, and Gallardi had no chance.
John Trafford comes into the game. Green Wave's tight end. It'll be 3rd and 18. Another pistol set. Van Raphorst and you are the wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. It'll be a handoff. Irby Mason trying to bounce this one loose, and a big pickup. And this one will be 4th and manageable.
And Ben, you got to think with that play call, they're going to go for 4th down.
For sure.
I mean, they obviously would run the ball. And that was a beautifully well-run play by the whole entire Green Wave offense. Kobe Irby Mason being patient and getting that extra yards. I really thought he had it, but now there's a big 4th down play for the Green Wave.
John Trafford with a great block there. You see his jersey got messed up, but definitely for a good cause.
And Trafford in the running game is nothing new at the Delbarton school.
Here we go. Gallardi passes, and to Fury trying to break the tackle. He does! Matthew to Fury showing his athleticism. Still going. Oh my goodness! I think he's in. Touchdown! Holy moly!
And Ben, that's how you play football. You thought he'd be down, right? You didn't think he was going to get it, and he just makes a play, and he makes another man miss. That juke at the end where he makes 2 DePaul defenders collide with each other was a beautiful play. That was one of the best moves I've ever seen, and that's why Tafuri, he's the gadget star. Wow, that was beautiful, Ben.
Talking about making this offense easy for Gallardi to plan. You get 2 passes to Fury that ended in really great results. You get that one, a little pass into the flat. To Fury does his thing.
And Coach T fired up. You can see him on the sidelines, and as he should be. A big defensive play turns into 7 points, and a big thing in a game like this, as for the Delbarton team trying to get an upset, is points off turnovers, and they get it there. That's beautiful, Ben.
And to Fury, his main sport is not football.
And Ben, that's just incredible that, I mean, the kid's just so athletic, and you saw that there. Pure athleticism, breaking off a tackle, and then just taking it to the house. Just pure willpower.
Yeah, he's really great running around the bases in the spring, and he does well running through the sticks in the fall.
And Ben, with that touchdown, he is now one shy of Grant Van Rapp for the leading receiver in touchdowns for the Green Wave. And from a running back, that's amazing. That's Bijan Robinson type comparison.
After the touchdown, number 42, Rob Lannon in the kick.
And he's one shy for the receiving, but I mean, he's got that lead for total touchdowns. As he's got 3 in the rushing game and 5 now in the receiving game. Rob Lannon ready to get this one away. And we'll see what DePaul can do on their drive following the Green Wave score. Larkin taking it from his about 1, breaking some tackles, and he'll be stopped just short of the 20-yard line.
Number 33, Alex Vazikis on the stop. And the Spartans offense will take the field 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, Ben, and now as DePaul's coming back on the field, I think they just got to tell themselves, settle down, 3 yards in a cloud of dust type football. Stay balanced.
Flashy shirts. Will Nyer's attitude.
Here we go. Derek Zammit in the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff. Trying to bounce back after his fumble on the last drive. That's Marquand Carter.
And Ben, you got to start thinking that DePaul is going to try to target their star receiver, Mason James. I mean, with Green Wave having a new cornerback on him, obviously the size isn't a big advantage, but you got to think the technique has to be.
Yeah, James is having quite the season. 17 catches, 424 yards, and 6 touchdowns. His longest catch, 85 yards. It's going to be a play action. Here's a pass. Oh, and it's nearly picked off, batted down. It'll be incomplete, 3rd and long.
Yeah, great play by Dart there.
Number 15, Derek Zamit's pass, batted down by number 4, Emmett Coy.
I'm sorry, Emmett Coy, but that either way, both senior leaders on the defense. Great play by Emmett there to knock down the ball. And now it's a 3rd and long for DePaul. And this Delbarton defense really stayed steadfast so far.
Nevers subbed out for Carter. You got to bet this will be a pass. Everybody keep their eyes on the top of the screen. That's where James is. That's where he's going to go. It is too high. He had him. The pass sails too high. James was able to get a hand on it, but not two. It'll be the punting unit coming out for the Spartans.
And Ben, like we was talking about Kylie a lot, but he made a great play there recovering in the zone and getting on the tight end who was going on a deep post. Great recovery. And like we said to Paul, the seniority, you can't make mistakes like this in a game like this, a trap game. And they made a mistake. Zammit, obviously great, but he just made a bad throw there.
To Fury, the guy who just scored, back to receiver on the 50. That one almost blocked. To Fury's going to call for a fair catch, and he will, just inside DePaul territory around the 46. We'll step aside. Points are going to be really Important for the Green Wave because, I mean, we mentioned it before. DePaul's really good at putting points up on the board. But, yeah, each drive matters. So if you're the Green Wave, if you can get any points on the board, especially with this field position, that'll be big.
Yeah, Ben, the field position battle is huge for the Green Wave, obviously, because you don't want to give an offense like DePaul's good field position. And obviously, if you give your offense good field position, that makes it even better.
Oh, it's going to be a penalty against the Spartans, and Delbarton's field position improves.
And Ben, so far in this first quarter, the Spartans are just making silly mistakes, you know. You just can't do that in a game like this where the team has nothing to lose.
Goulardi, hands off Irby Mason. Right side, picks up 2. Oh. Yep, 2 yards on the play. Van Rapphorst at the top of your screen. Irby Mason, the sole back. Fury goes in motion to the left. It'll be a handoff. Well-timed motion. Irby Mason breaks 1 tackle and picks up a few more.
And Ben, we talk about Fury. Obviously, he's great with the ball, but wow, what a block right there off the motion. Picks up the linebacker that was running freely, stopped him right in his tracks, and Irby Mason gets a solid gain, making it 3rd and manageable.
Well-called play by Coach Chi. Actively making adjustments. And if Fury didn't come through and make that block, that play might have been dead before it even started.
Very well, Ev.
3rd and 3 here. It's going to be a long 3. And this should do it for the first quarter. The clock's still running. And after 1, the Green Wave are up 7-0 over the Spartans. We'll be back. We're back here. The field flips. The sun shining on the Green Wave offense here. Two wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Fury the back. Goulardi takes the snap, drops back. Quick pass is caught. Van Rapphorst tried to break that one loose, but it doesn't matter. First down.
And Ben, that route by Grant Van Rapphorst is reminding me a lot of last year's Paramus Catholic game when he took that route to the house to win us the game. You know, you watch back of the video on Instagram. It was a great play, 75-yard touchdown, and that's what Grand Rapids is known for.
Trips to the left. It'll be a handoff to Fury. Picks up a few. It'll be 2nd and I think 5. You're going to take a shot to the end zone. This is the play to do it.
Yeah, Ben, I'd be looking for number 12 and number 16, Xavier Rodriguez and GVR.
Flag, and this was going to be a pass. Gotta guess it's going to be a false start because they blew the play dead, and it will be.
Start against the offense.
And that completely changes the play call.
Yeah, Ben, and how great their offense has been so far. That's just a silly mistake right there. But obviously, you know, they're still second down. They're still close to the red zone, if not in the red zone. So not time to panic for the Delbarton Green Wave.
Tell Sebi to get wider, please. Tell Sebi to get wider. Wider, Sebi, wider.
Trips left. Gallardi dropping back, firing to the end zone. Jordan is in! Touchdown! A beautiful ball. Puts it up there for his tall receiver. And the Green Wave are up 13-0 pending an extra point.
And Ben, you committed to college for this week, during this week for football, and what better way to go out as your first game as a committed receiver than make a great catch against the DePaul Catholic Spartans for a touchdown. That was electric, Ben.
Single coverage. Coach Cobb's getting fired up on the sideline. The kick is up and good. He drilled it. And it's 14-0 the Green Wave. Yeah, Girardeau committing to Middlebury. Pretty sure of his former quarterback, if I'm corrected. Zabrowski's there right now, right?
Yes, sir. And Ben, that big receiver, that big frame you has, he uses it very well. It blocks out the safety, and he makes a great catch. And Green Wave 14-0. You see how the sun's shining over there on the left side? That's probably because of how great this game has gone so far for the Green Wave.
We'll subside. We're back here, 14-0. The Green Wave are up. The Spartans trying to respond. And here's Larkin trying to flip the field. A.J. Larkin with speed up to the 37.
Yeah, Ben, great running start from Larkin, and they're dangerous, this team. You know, they're not going to go away without a fight, and with all the dangerous weapons they have. You know, one bad kick, one bad coverage, and it's now a new ball game. But Green Wave, good tackle there, but so Larkin doesn't make a big play, and now it's 1st and 10.
The Spartans offense will have a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
I had a wide split and he came down outside of it. Like it was purple.
Zamet will be under center.
Everybody was in goal. Peter was covering his man. He just was outside.
Handoff. Never mind. Play action.
Bootleg.
And
Emmett.
Coy trying to get him. Zamet launching deep. Wide open.
Oh,
Incomplete.
incomplete.
The throw is a little short, but right in the hands. That should have been a catch. The
And
target
there was
was
a flag.
Knox.
I believe Zamet threw that ball ahead of the
Line of scrimmage.
line of scrimmage. Yes, Ben. Looked like it, you know, because Coy was trying to get that tackle and he slipped it. And it seems like once he slipped that, he got past the line of scrimmage. And obviously, dangerous play for the Green Wave, but it will be called back.
Illegal forward pass.
So it'll be a loss of down in addition to the 5-yard penalty. So it'll be 2nd and I think 15 to go.
Going to bring up 2nd and 15 for the Spartans offense.
Sorry, 2nd down. The ball is going to be moved up a yard. Maybe they moved it back too far. Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 15. Screen pass caught by Larkin. Never mind, he dropped it.
And Ben, again, I mean, I keep harping on this, but costly mistakes that you just can't make if a team is coming out with this much fire like the Green Wave are. DePaul just making silly mistakes. First on this drive, the illegal forward pass and the drop, even if it was an illegal forward pass. And then the drop right here on the screen pass. I mean, it's just costly mistakes that it just would trip you up in a trap game like this.
And not to throw shade at the Green Wave at all, but, I mean, you look back at last week and game against St. Peter's Prep 2, they were the ones making these big mistakes. And first, one example off the top of my head, you have you're picking up first downs, and then quarterback Jaden gets popped, fumbles, and that pretty much summed up that game. It'll be a nice run by Zamet, showing off his running ability. It'll be now 4th down, and I think manageable, 5 yards.
And it looked like the Green Wave were in quarters defense, I think. They were definitely in a prevent, just making sure that they didn't have a ball over the top, big throw for a first down. But obviously that leaves Zamet, who we talked about his legs earlier, gives him a run and now makes it 4th and manageable. But it looks like they're punting. Obviously, field position's been big so far for the Green Wave in this game.
St. Peter's faked one against the Green Wave a few weeks ago. And this one will be sent away. Pretty short kick. It'll take a friendly bounce for the Spartans, and the Green Wave will start around the 26-yard line. We'll step aside. We're back here. Pistol formation for the Green Wave. Handoff. Irby Mason picks up 1 or 2.
Irby Mason is a head-down runner. We saw a lot of plays earlier in the first quarter where the whole line just pushes him kind of like a tush push. But, Mason, he's a fighter. That's what you would want in your running back, especially a guy that's coming back next year. For him to mature and keep up that, intensity, it's great stuff.
Yeah, Kobe and I were actually watching his middle school highlights yesterday during homeroom together. Here he goes around the left side. Oh, the ball comes out. He looked like he was down. Yep, and it will be a gain of 1 on the play, or 2. But, yeah, Kobe told me, I was saying, you really bursted through those holes. He was running really fast. He said, I wish I put on a lot of weight to be more heavy of a runner, but I really remember I wish I was a little bit faster as I used to be in middle school. He said he's still friends with a lot of the boys he played with back then. Whistles blow, flag on the play, false start.
Ben, that's the second false start the Green Wave have had on big plays. Obviously, last time they had a false start, though, Gerard Yude caught that big touchdown. Obviously, you don't want a false start, but got to be optimistic.
Three wide receivers out there. Van Rapworth's on the bottom of your screen. Gallardi firing this one quickly, caught. That's Rodriguez, and he's going to be a yard short of the first down.
And Ben, great route by Rodriguez. Just a little sit down. He sits down right in the middle of the zone. You saw the safety was kind of a little bit in. Just a little bit looked like he kind of was playing the linebacker almost. And Rodriguez finds a little spot in the zone. He makes a great catch, and they're just barely short. And I think you got to go for it from the Green Wave.
Yeah, and with a short they're going to say third down. Sorry. They're saying third down on the field. I thought that was third down.
Yeah, Ben, I believe there's a little bit of confusion. I think they're going to look over the spot, maybe pull out the chains.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a measurement. And if this does end up being this 4th down and inches, this would be a pretty easy call for Coach Chi. The last 2 years, you got a guy with Phil Fulmore to send him in the Wildcat. He's graduated. He's at Buffalo for football now. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a guy like Van Raphorst or Tafieri with that little Wildcat. But it looks like they're gonna be inches short, and it'll be 4th down and inches.
Calling inches, and you can see DePaul calls on their big heavy set. They're expecting, a QB sneaker, a play here. They're trying to get a stuff.
Something to notice, Easton Wendorf comes into the game. Irby Mason right behind Gallardi. If this is a naked bootleg, that would be something else. We'll see what they do. It'll be a little QB run. It's going to be close. I think he got it.
It's close.
I
can't get a good read on it, Ben.
The referee came running out right around that hash mark where the ball was supposed to be. It's going to be dependent on what the ref saw. It is a 1st down.
And Ben, that was a little bit too close for comfort. I don't know why you wouldn't have Mason push him in the back. Tush push obviously is the new big thing, but you said Mason put on a couple pounds. He's a bruiser. Why don't you just give him an extra push and make it a little bit easier?
Regardless, they do get the 1st down. First time I've seen them do this year.
Yeah, Ben, and the whole drive was set up, that whole 1st down right there was set up by that great play by Rodriguez on 3rd and 10. 3rd and long, he made a great play in the zone and got right near the marker. And
screen pass, Van Raphorst. Looked like a drop, incomplete. He got popped on the play. Pass was a little high, but it seemed like DePaul was all over it.
Yeah, Ben, I actually think that was a smart move by Van Rapp to drop it, because I feel like he would have lost a couple yards if he actually did try to retain onto it. So, for a young player right there to have that great of awareness and mentality, he's going to be really good for years to come.
Do you think he tried to drop that?
I don't know. That was a big hit, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's my friend.
Used to buy sports cards from him back in middle school.
Yeah, aren't you the runner of the sports card club, Ben?
No. I went to the meetings a few times last year, but there's the Fury. But no, I wouldn't take that on.
Back to the basics for the Green Wave. Go back to the Fury. He's been great all day, and just another, solid run there. And now makes it 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 6, I believe it seems to look like. And you gotta think they're gonna go for Rodriguez or Van Rapp again. But a sneaky guy like Jack Castellanos has made some pretty big catches, I remember, in a couple of games this year. So
he's
look
a
out
strong
for him
guy.
too.
It looks like we got a little jump there. No, that was Nagel I had my eye on, but no, it's going to be 3rd and 6 here. Gardy takes the snap, drops back. Launching deep, Van Raphorst, and he just overshot him. Really good coverage, though. And there's a flag on the play. But Magnan looks like he had pretty good coverage on Van Raphorst.
We're going to call hold on the offense, though, sadly.
So obviously the penalty will be declined. Larkin back deep. Heavy to the left for both sides on this rush. This one booted away. And it'll be just caught by Larkin with a fair catch. Stoll was chasing. A little hit in the shoulder by Larkin to Stoll. Stoll's looking for a flag, but that's where the DePaul offense will get started.
And we're talking about field position all the time, Ben, and Giuseppe DiPietro, great punt there. Puts the DePaul Catholic Spartans back in their 20 as they start this drive.
There'll be a handoff. Never mind, play action. Little pass out of the backfield. Makes one man miss and then taken down by Coy. That was Knox.
And Ben, it looked like a little RPO there, and I know Michael Knox is one of the best tight ends in New Jersey, and gave him the ball to him in open space, and he made a pretty good play. Now it's second and manageable.
Gain of about 5 on that play will bring up 2nd and 5 for the Spartans.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, I was at the DePaul versus St. Peter's Prep game last week, and man, is their offense fun to watch. Handoff. Right side. Nice tackle by Kylie, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like it would have been a first down.
Oh, yeah, I believe I saw holding on that outside. When he cut out to the outside, it looked like the right tackle may have held so that he could get out to the outside. And that'll be a huge penalty, another one for DePaul. But back to that tackle by Kylie. I mean, he was a running back last week. And obviously with the game personnel change, he's been playing pretty solid so far in this first half.
Bad news for the Green Wave. I'm looking down at the sideline. A guy who was dealing with injuries, missed some time before in the season, who was injured against St. Peter's Prep. Xavier Rodriguez has been actively being checked out by the trainers.
Yeah, Ben, you never want to see that. Obviously, he made that great catch on that 3rd and 10 earlier. And he's a great player, and hopefully he gets well soon.
Pass across the field. Room ahead, but a good tackle there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful tackle.
Scalfani.
Beautiful. Scalfani, again, obviously, we said he is one of the X factors for this defense, but wow, that was a really good play call, but obviously a better tackle by Scalfani to make it 3rd down.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Spartans.
Third down, 3 to go. Play action. Pass into the flat. Knox is there. I think he got it. He gets out of bounds, and it'll be a first down. It's a good sign for DePaul. Get the chains moving.
Yeah, Ben, and that play was beautiful for DePaul. Wide open. Zammit could have ran for the first down or made the throw. He made the pitch and catch to Knox, and first down for DePaul.
Emmett Coy burst into the backfield there. Pancaked one of the DePaul linemen, but that fake worked perfectly. And this play action pass has been also working pretty well.
Yeah, Ben. Zammit does a great job at holding the ball in the running back's chest until he pulls it out at the last second. Really great in the play action game.
Time. Zammit gonna go deep. Larkin's open. Incomplete. Just overshot him.
And that's the freshman I was talking about earlier, number 30, Adrian Hunter. And he really kept up with Larkin there, who's one of the best young senior players on DePaul. What a great play there. Good speed. And hopefully he's feeling all right. But, wow, what a defensive coverage there by him. And obviously Zammit overthrow also made it a little bit easier for him to catch up and not let the catch happen.
Yeah, Larkin definitely had at least 3 steps on him, though. If Zammit drops that one in, that's a touchdown. But yeah, freshman, I've heard from guys on the team like Nick Stoll, that Hunter kid is going to be good going forward. People don't realize how important having a freshman on varsity is. Coy. Oh, Coy doesn't get him. Wow, I guess it's going to be a gain of 2 with the tackle by Michael Carroll.
But, Ben, it looked like they were going back to that shovel pass we saw earlier. When the fumble happened, it looked like Zammit was looking for it. But the Green Wave caught on, you know, the awareness. They were there. And good stop. Obviously, you don't want to tackle him forward, but it's still 3rd and long.
The clock is ticking. Under 3:30 to go in the first half.
And Ben, this game and for the Delbarton defense, you've seen Coy and Scalfani have been really the X factor so far, as we expected them to be 2 senior leaders, and they've been playing great so far.
Zamet under pressure avoids one, slipping away, firing, intercepted! Matt O'Leary with the pick.
And he made a great play. Obviously, he was tiptoeing around, and obviously he thought he could get it over O'Leary to get to the tight end, and he just makes a little bit of an underthrow, just not as much arc on it, and it goes right into O'Leary's hands, and he makes a great catch there. And another mistake for the DePaul Catholic Spartans that leads Delbarton to another great field position here.
My goodness. I thought Zama was going to work some insane magic. He was working around in the pocket, just like you said, tiptoeing around, getting through defenders, and then I don't know if you didn't see him, but O'Leary was there, makes a leaping catch. And the guy who's had a shaky season shifted over to linebacker, and his impact's been a lot better so far.
Yeah, Ben. And with that pass rush, obviously, that disrupts the coverage.
Going deep, Van Raaphorst, he's got it! Whoa. Oh, never mind, incomplete.
And Ben, I got excited too there, but Van Rapp made a great job tracking that ball, and just a hit there by the DePaul safety. But
that was a perfect pass there from Gallardi, who got popped on the play. Coming into the game is Jaden Schmalz. This is going to be a run. They don't bring him in for anything else. But yeah, no, just slips through Van Raaphorst's hands. I think he wished he had that one back. He'll also come off. But a great way to track that one down. Here it is. Here's the run. Schmalz. And it'll be a gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Out, James. Get on the ball, Jax. Jackson. Get on the line, Jackson.
Gallardi. Passes caught. And Kobe Irby Mason stopped for a loss of 1. It'll be 4th down. And we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Ryan Dewey.
Green Wave before, however, they're going to have to look at those options that they have. Jack Castellano, you already with a touchdown reception.
Thanks, Ryan. And it'll be 4th and 9 for the Green Wave. Decision time for Coach Chi. But yeah, definitely some bad news for the Green Wave. Xavier Rodriguez being comforted. It looks like his mom's down there on the bench with him.
Yeah, and you just hate to see what a great player. And looks like the Green Wave will get a punt.
I think this is the right move. Try to pin him back deep with 1:49 to go. Zamet, as long as this goes as planned for the Spartans, will have to work a 2-minute drill. Oh, it's a fake. DeFury's off to the races. He's going to keep going, and he's going to score. Holy moly, that caught me by by surprise.
I do not believe it, Ben. And wow, what a call. And you give the ball to Fury. You give the ball to Fury. Of course you do. And Fury takes it down. Obviously, Larkin, a great offensive player, not known for being a defensive player. He couldn't catch Fury. Fury makes a move on him. Touchdown, Green Wave.
Direct
wow,
snap.
What a great call. At a game like this, when you have them on the ropes to get the kill shot before half, and now 21-0, it's a great, great, great start for the Green Wave.
Giuseppe DiPietro, I had my eyes on him. He fell over after I was saying, as long as this goes as planned for the Spartans, and it didn't. I mean, I guess Zama will still get to work that 2-minute drill, but my gosh.
Yeah,
maybe that's why it took so long for the play call.
Beautiful execution there. DiPietro makes a good fake as he fakes like he's going to catch the ball. And another touchdown for DeFury. And, man, he just keeps racking up the touchdowns. 9th of the season, Ben.
My God, goodness. What a turn of events. I didn't think this first half was going to go like this whatsoever.
I don't think anybody did, Ben, but no other partner I'd rather be covering this crazy game with.
Thanks, Connor. I've been waiting all year to get back in the booth with you.
After the Green Wave.
Rob Landon had to get this one away.
And Ben, another thing about the Green Wave is that they have multiple kickers. Obviously, you see the place kickers, Hudson Yee, the junior, but Lanning is the kickoff specialist, the senior. Mix it up a little bit.
When people were asking me, how do you think this game is going to go, I said, oh, and it's a muffed punt or kick. And Larkin recovers. But yeah, what I was saying was, I thought Delbarton's going to need to score a lot of points. I think if they score 38 points was the number I used, I think that they will be able to win this game. Every game Delbarton has participated in this year has most likely been a blowout. If you look at their last 5 games, 42-7, 38-15, 28-7, 42-7, and 35-6. That was excluding their first 2 games against Malvern Prep and St. Edwards, which were also blowouts. So, I mean, it's going to be one way or another.
Yeah, Ben, but a great awareness by Larkin there to pick up the ball after it was muffed by...
Look at the bottom of your screen, by the way. Kylie was just in press coverage against Mason James. Yep, there he is back again. It's going to be a screen pass. This time is caught by Larkin, trying to make some moves. Still up. He'll get a game of about 7.
Yeah, Ben, but with the 2-minute drill, I don't question the decision of going right down the middle because, you know, minute 20, I don't know if they're going to actually try to score. It looks like they're trying to hurry up.
Oh, no, they will definitely try to score. I'm
You'd
surprised.
want to go to the outside,
yeah,
right,
exactly. I was just thinking, you got to preserve the timeout.
Especially if you have you like your coverage against Kylie and your best player, James. Why wouldn't you go an out route there?
And now James at the top of your screen against the freshman, Hunter. And that burned about 20 seconds off the clock. Now Larkin goes in motion. Zamet. Tons of time. Physique is chasing. Zamet trying to get outside. Breaks the tackle. Still going. And then he's met by Delbarton defenders, but past midfield, a great rush.
And great decision by Zamet to go out of bounds.
Number 15, Derek Zamet keeps it that time.
Good awareness there. He obviously ran in the beginning, up down the middle, but eludes a tackle there with his great running ability, and he gets the first down and gets out of bounds, conserving the clock. But with a scramble like that, a scramble takes a long time. You know, the play has to develop. So there's now only 45 seconds left. Obviously, now they're past the 50, but you really got to question how much time. Obviously, there's a lot of time for this fast-paced DePaul offense, but.
For sure. 46 seconds here. That veteran experience from senior quarterback Derek Zamet getting out of bounds, really a big help. He's going to fire this one over the middle. Caught by Mason James, his first catch of the half. And it'll be taken down around the 30-yard line, a big catch. And this offense is moving right now.
And Ben, another thing that we didn't talk about, but they do have 2 timeouts still on this 2-minute drill. So
if I'm
time
Delbarton,
is
I
really
really
not-
want to
yeah.
use a timeout right now. You got to get your guys organized. Zamet
Sacked.
is going to be sacked for a loss of only about 2, but a sack
that's
regardless.
Brody Ismail.
Timeout. And it's going to be from the Spartans. We'll stay right here.
Sacked by number 97, Brody Ismail.
The sophomore, right?
Yep, and a star wrestler too.
Talk about wrestlers. You want to do that for a little bit? We got a lot of commits over the last 2 weeks. You get Ryan DeGeorge heading over to Rutgers, and the big guy, August Moser, heading over to Harvard.
And then the big one, Cam Sons coming to Lehigh.
I thought he was going to go to Princeton and go reunite with Dan, to a good friend of his.
My teammates, they're all really star wrestlers. It's amazing. The season for the Delbarton wrestling team, we are really going to have a great season. Obviously, I think the Green Wave Sports Network's going to cover one of our big matches against Faith Christian Academy at home. And it's going to be a big one. We want to go back-to-back against Blair. It's a really exciting season. We're going to Ironman first, December 17th. So Delbarton Wrestling has come a long way, and we can't wait to build a dynasty even more.
And Andrew Motter will be wrestling this year, too. So guy who was on the network is going to be wrestling. All right, empty set. Zamet stepping up in the pocket, trying to get out of bounds. Coy's there. He's going to throw, and it's caught. What a read. It's a first down. The clock should stop.
Very good
and then once the whistle blows again, it'll begin.
And very good awareness there by Zamet. You can see he was looking to the side, making sure that he wasn't ahead of the line again like he was an earlier play when he got a flag as they spike it with 13 seconds left. And well done by Zamet there.
Aiden Davis with the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 10 here with 13 seconds to go inside the red zone. And, I mean, I don't know if I'm stupid to predict this, but I think this ball's got to be going to Mason James.
Yeah, Ben, and it's got to be – I think they got 2 or 3 shots left, and you got to think that they're going to go for the end zone every time. They're not going to want to set up for a field goal. Obviously, any points is good points, but with this 21-0 deficit, 7's obviously a way bigger win than 3. You can see here they have James and the star tight end on one side.
Press coverage with Kylie. Watch a little corner route or something like that over there.
Motion.
That's what'll run. Never mind, he cuts in. Miscommunication. That is a good throw. It was a little corner post. Fakes the corner, heads right in back towards the post.
But he got a little tripped up. I looked there on the route, and then Chad Kuzamano does a good job making sure he doesn't recover and catch the ball, knocks it right away. And, you know, Kuzamano was the person who forced the fumble earlier, and he's a really great player, too. Another sophomore, another young guy on a Delbarton team.
The bad news, it was incomplete. But the good news, it only burned about 4 seconds off the clock.
Yeah,
It'll be 3rd and 10 with 9 seconds to go. DePaul still with the timeouts. This ball can be inbounds. Here's a throw to the end zone. Incomplete! Kusamano with a great bat.
And that's back-to-back again. I mean, that's what he does. He's a safety. He's a ball hawk. He's one of the best in the class of 2028. And it's a timeout called by DePaul. And the only thing I think that Chaz is better than his ability in football is his ability in algebra, too.
So that'll be the final timeout for the Spartans with 5 seconds left. So this throw, 4th and 10, I don't think it matters much of how much time it burns off the clock. I don't think Delbarton will try to do anything if they have like 1 second left. So smart timeout. But this ball will be to the end zone, no doubt. My question is, what's Delbarton's defensive look going to be? Because they have multiple options. They could rush 3, drop everybody back, or they could rush a normal 5 and then leave everybody, maybe set some guys to set a cover 2, and then you have your Mike and Sam linebackers right in the middle of the field near the goal line. It'll be interesting to see what one of the best defensive coordinators in the state, Matt Liotti, draws up.
And Ben, Delbarton is a big zone team, so you got to expect zone.
Here we go. 4th and 10. The field goal unit stays on the sideline. I think as everybody was guessing. Derek Zammit there, and timeout, it looks like, for the Green Wave. Yep. And they'll talk things over. Smart timeout. You see what formation the Spartans are going to throw at you. And now they'll talk things over.
Yeah, Ben, I mean, there's no point of leaving any timeouts on the field, on the board, as I believe it was timeout Spartans, actually, it seems to be. I don't know, maybe it was the Green Wave, but either way, for both teams, just think it over. You see what each team is bringing out and talk it over.
We'll step aside. All right, I said here we go before. I think this will be the time. There are no timeouts allowed anymore. No back-to-back timeouts.
5 seconds remaining in the first half.
5 seconds to go. Big momentum for both sides. If Delbarton can get a stop, that'll be big. But if DePaul can score, it'll also be big. DePaul, Zammit is going to run out of bounds with 0 seconds left, and that's going to do it.
And that's great coverage and a huge play for the Delbarton defense. That zone coverage, they do a great job keeping number 1, A.J. Larkin, away from that little wheel route he does off the motion, and that's great defense going into the half.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Zammit, I'm throwing the ball. You're not going to be able to run and score there. You try to jog out of bounds, and yeah, I just don't really get it. And we're going to have a sideline interview here. It's Ryan Dooley and Coach Chi. Ryan?
I'm down on the field with offensive coordinator Coach Chi. What prompted that fake punt call?
We've been practicing that since Coach made a great call. Great call for that.
This looks like a completely different offense this week. Already 21 first half points. What's been the key difference?
We just had a great week of practice and execution. Did a great job.
What do you have to do in the second half to keep this going?
Got to keep running.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. Great insight from offensive coordinator Coach Chi, and some great questions for the first time you're sideline reporting.
Yeah, Ben, I think that answers all the questions, too. Their offense has been playing great. There's no, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running that ball, and great job, Ryan.
All right, we'll catch you guys at the halftime report. The Green Wave up 21-0 at half. Welcome to the Forum Coffee Halftime Report. I'm Ben DeVoe alongside Connor Glory. Connor, we had a really one-sided first half. The Green Wave up 21-0. What did you see out of the Green Wave?
Yeah, Ben, they gave the ball to Matthew Tafuri every single time he made a play. I mean, it's just giving your best player the ball, your most experienced player, Tafuri, one of the only senior skill players on the Green Wave, and you give him the ball, he makes great plays. And the defense for the Green Wave, again, another two senior captains, Scalfani and Emmett, making great plays all day. And that last stand right there, when it was when DePaul was in the red zone at the end of the second half, that stop was gigantic.
That's nice.
Now, Ben, what do you think DePaul Catholic have to fix going into this next half to kind of cut this lead and slip out here with the win?
One thing that I really noticed, and it was really evident to me, was Mason James' lack of usage. He had one catch, and it was on that final 2-minute drill. They didn't use him that much. I'm expecting them to use him a lot in this second half, especially with the weak secondary the Green Wave have. You want to get back on the board, use your playmakers the most that you can. The other thing is that you need to establish that ground game again. It was working really well on your first series. Then you had the fumble, and you never went back to it. I think they need to establish that, and again, get the ball to Mason James. Now, something to note. I said St. Joe's, if they lose and Delbarton wins out, Delbarton could definitely get that 4 seed. It might not be St. Joe's losing. It might be Bergen Catholic losing. St. Joe's, at the start of the second half, are up 28-7 over Bergen Catholic, and this Bergen Catholic team just destroyed Green Wave. It's going to be really interesting to see how non-public A shapes out for this playoffs, for this playoff. And again, we'll just have to wait and see. I would love to see or hear how they decide who gets what spot.
Yeah, Ben, very interesting. And another thing about the DePaul Catholic that I think they got to eliminate is shooting themselves in the foot. Just silly mistakes that they make, penalties and turnovers and not capitalizing on that last fourth down there when they were in the red zone at the end of the half. I mean, it's just really being smart there. But the second half, hopefully, there's adjustments and they play well.
For Pope John, I believe they're up right now against Pope John. Yep, St. Peter's Prep up 20-6 at halftime against Pope John. So, and at the end of the third quarter, they're up 23-9. So that just came out. And
Ben, exciting games going all over the Super Football Conference. I wouldn't want to be the guy trying to see the teams for playoffs time.
Oh my gosh, because you're going to get flamed from one school, and the way that teams are playing right now, it's all been about timing. And say the Green Wave, yeah, they're 3-4 right now, but you got to remember they've had a really tough schedule this year, and the fact that they're finally coming together as a team, I knew the chemistry was going to build throughout the season with these young players. Your top 3 guys, or at least in the passing game, you got your quarterback, a sophomore, and then who was the wide receiver too, Xavier Rodriguez. He is believed from Ryan Dewey to have a broken collarbone. But then Grant Van Rapport. So it's just really been a young team trying to come together, and they're up 21-0 against the Spartans. So we'll see how this all works out. Remember, the Spartans are a non-public B, so they will not be in the same bracket as the Green Wave.
And Ben, like I said earlier, the Green Wave had their toughest games in the beginning of the season, obviously playing Bergen Catholic, and now you can see them coming alive. Like you said, that sophomore tandem they have on offense, you can see that Gallardi is more comfortable in the pocket now. He's simmered down, and he's playing excellent so far this game. That throw he made to Gerard Yu was one of the best throws I've seen him make all year.
For sure.
And now with Rodriguez out, you're going to see a heavy reliance on Tafuri and Van Raphorst this whole entire game, and I know that both of them can carry the load. And if the Green Wave just sustain what they have done in the first half, I see them coming out with an upset win.
And Don Bosco Prep got the win over Paramus Catholic last night. So, pretty dominant. I'm pretty sure it was 20-7. That Paramus Catholic team is going to be the final team of the Delbarton Green Waves regular season. That'll be next week right here on the Green Wave Sports Network. And we're about to get back in here for the second half of action. We'll see. We predicted our adjustments. We said, I said DePaul needs to get the ball to Mason James Southside run game. You really were happy with how Delbarton played and how much they got the ball to Matthew DeFury. We'll see how much that continues or changes in the second half. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back with the third quarter. We're back here. It's been 30 seconds exactly, and looks like we did a pretty good prediction because the kicking team is out for DePaul. And if Delbarton can get a score on the board, they already have momentum. They stopped DePaul at the end of the first half. They can go get a score on the board. They can really take this one or open this one up.
Yeah, Ben, another thing. Like we're talking about field position, well, also having the ball just in general. The Green Wave getting the ball in the second half over that dominant first half. Oh!
Squib kick caught by John Trafford. Fair catch. Trying to catch the Green Wave off sides, but doesn't work in. As a result, Delbarton will have great field position.
And great awareness by the tight end Trafford right there on the hands team. Just calling the fair catch, catching the ball, not getting worried that the DePaul, kickoff team was running straight at him like a freight train. He caught it, he was calm, and they got the ball back. No silly mistakes for the Green Wave.
Trips to the right. It's a Fury in the slot. Irby Mason is the back. Handoff. Irby Mason right side. Tackled in the backfield. A big loss, about 5 on the play.
And that's a good start for the DePaul defense. Obviously, Coach Chi said he wanted to run the ball and keep establishing the run the whole entire second half as well. But, if DePaul can make Delbarton, come out of their run game, it could cause, some mistakes from the Green Wave.
I'm a big believer in halftime adjustments. And if DePaul's halftime was effective, I wouldn't be surprised if this one's a one-score game by the end of the third quarter. To Fury, breaks a tackle. Matthew to Fury. Will he get the hat trick? He's going to get there. Touchdown, Green Wave. This guy can't be stopped.
And Ben, what did I tell you? The takeaways. I told you what they had to do. Get the ball to Fury. Come on, the star player. That's a hat trick for him, the senior. The most experienced, best player, the gadget player for the offense. And to Fury, we just started talking about that stop on that run play, and then you just give the ball to Fury and bang, just like that. It's Delbarton keeping the momentum by keeping the ball with Fury.
Have yourself a game, Matthew to Fury. What a way to start the second half. Yee's kick is up and good, 28-0. We'll step aside. We're back here after the big open to the second half by Matthew to Fury. Rob Lannon ready to get this one away. To Fury with his third touchdown today. And he's done it through the air, on the ground, and through his return on special teams. This one away. Fielded from the 10-yard line. Good return up to about the 30, 31. And here comes the DePaul offense. Sure, Delbarton was up. Their offense was out there. We'll see what they can do. This is the bigger drive. This is way bigger if we're comparing offenses coming out of the half, this is a way bigger drive for DePaul because we'll see how their offense is adjusted.
Yeah, Ben, this is a big one to solidify, them getting back their mojo is what I'd say for their offense. But obviously, their defense just got, the mojo zapped away from them after that huge run to Fury. It's like a punt, pass, kick.
Here we go. It's going to be a run and stopped maybe a yard.
But back to what I was saying, like to Fury's game so far, fake punt, receiving touchdown and a rush. Take out the kick part, and it's, you know, punt, pass, rush.
Here's a guy who's just doing it all.
That's what he does.
Zamet in the shotgun. Rolling right. Coy chasing. Zamet breaks the tackle, and his own guy kind of took him out there. It'll be a first down regardless.
And, Ben, we see Emmett Coy in the backfield a lot for the Green Wave so far, and Sam has just done a great job commanding him and, you know, making sure that Coy doesn't bring him down there. Obviously, we know Zamet's great rushing ability, but Coy even just disrupting is great. But Zamet, you know, being poised and composed there is a great ability that he has.
Yeah, Coy might not show it on the stat sheet with a ton of sacks, but again, this guy shows a lot of pressures. Handoff. Trying to get forward, and he gets a good amount of yards. I'm surprised he didn't cut that one to the right. I mean, there's a massive hole that he could have gone through.
Yeah, Ben, it looks like he cut it back too late. I mean, obviously he's got to do what the play is called, and he follows his lineman pretty well, but just like maybe a second earlier, I think he could have, you know, got a little sprint there and took it for maybe a first down. But good job of the Green Wave defense recovering, and the cornerback, number 30, getting a hit on him to slow him down, Adrian Hunter, before the tackle was made by the linebacker.
Carter out and Navers in. Handoff. Looks like another RPO, but Navers is not going to go anywhere. Michael Sclafani, the Columbia commit, making DePaul go back to the original line of scrimmage. It looks like it'll be 3rd and long.
And, Ben, just like we talked about at my halftime corrections, it's Emmett Coy and Michael Scalfani again controlling the Delbarton defense, making plays, and just, you know, blowing up the run game and being in the backfield all the time. It's just they live in there. They live back there.
This is the time. You're trying to establish the run game. It was working a little bit, not to the most of your liking, but this ball, I'd say, has to go to Mason James here. In motion goes Carter. Zamet. Passes. Caught by Knox. A great ball. Zamet zips it in. First down.
And, Ben, that's the problem with the zone. Like I said, you know, I said earlier, Xavier Rodriguez exposed the zone to DePaul Catholic. Well, right there, Michael Knox exposed the zone of the Green Wave right there. Found the open slot, and great catch, great throw.
Mason James on a slant route. Catches it. Making moves. That looks like the route from the snap. Zamet knew exactly where he was going to throw that one. Kylie lost in a bit of coverage. Was really far deep. Gets back there. A quick snap by Zamet. And a nice read there for the slant route. It'll be 2nd and about a yard or 2.
Yeah, Ben, you can see a thing the Green Wave are doing in the pass coverage that they're keeping everything in front of them.
Pass is incomplete. Looking for Larkin.
Good coverage there by Chase Hauser.
Number 15, Derek Zamet's pass intended for number 1, A.J. Larkin. Covered by number 6, Matt O'Leary. And that's going to bring out 3rd.
I'm sorry, Matt O'Leary. But either way, great coverage. He had the pick earlier. He's been playing great, like you said, in his new role as a linebacker.
Third and 2. Gotta guess it's gonna be a pass, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a run. Yep, there it is. Carter bounces it, gets the first down. And he's up to the 35 of the Green Wave. First down.
Really good block there by A.J. Larkin against Chaz Cusimano to create the hole there for the running back to get the first down. And good running by Marquand Carter to get the first down.
Play action. Pass way too high for Knox.
And from where we were looking at it, it looked like Cusimano had a chance to pick it. Maybe it was a little bit overthrown.
I think it was. I think Cusimano saw Knox in the flat. Got a cut there. But yeah, so it'll be 2nd and 10. I was going to say, I would have liked to see maybe more of an aggressive play call on first down after you picked up the first. And your offense, this offense kind of reminds me of what we saw in the opening series for DePaul. But again, you've got a really explosive talent use that to your ability.
Yeah, Ben, but the Green Wave defense has done a great job keeping everything in front of them so far. Obviously, as Zamet runs out there.
Zamet takes it and runs.
But
Decent gain.
during the game against St. Peter's Prep, a lot of big throws by their star quarterback, Tyler Bell, made Coach Liotti have to make an adjustment. And I think now they're playing back because they know the arm talent is Zamet.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Spartans.
Third and 3. Got to bet this is 4-down territory. Roll out, little shovel inside. Last time it was a fumble after a big game, but this time it looks like they get close to a first down. Oh, yeah, it'll be 4th.
And great tackle there, and I think they're catching on to that shovel pass after that first play. Obviously, it was a big game before the fumble, but the last 2 times they tried to run it, the Green Wave interior line have really blown it up so far. Now a big 4th down here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of RPOs from this offense today. What will they go with here on 4th down? Zamet's under center. Carter is the back. Handoff to Carter. Oh, it's going to be short. It's going to be close. I don't think he got there.
It does not look like it. And they say no. They say he did not.
What a stop.
And Ben, I would have thought they would have kept the ball with Zamet there. Give the ball to your best player. Great runner, but, they give the ball to Carter. He's been pretty solid on this drive. And another great stop by the Green Wave defense, who's just been steadfast. They bend, but they don't break.
Yeah, Marquand Carter had a great week last week. And this week, he just hasn't had his way with the Green Wave defense. Handoff, Irby Mason. Contained well.
Yeah, Ben. And now you just got to think the Green Wave are going to slow it down, run the ball, give the ball to Fury and Mason and have them just eat up the clock. Another great defensive drive. And the Green Wave have really shown me something they haven't shown me all year so far.
Yeah, I think something that they haven't shown anybody so far this year. But again, this team was bound to build chemistry, bound to learn how to use this young offense. And Coach Chi, not shown on that play, but seems like he's learned to use this offense pretty well.
Yeah, Ben, and I believe DePaul is kind of catching on to the run. I mean, it feels like the last 3 runs Irby Mason's had this half so far, he's got a pretty good pushback. Now it's 3rd and long. You got to think they got to throw the ball to Leary. I'm sorry.
Here we go. 3rd and 11. 6:20 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Castellano in press coverage at the bottom of your screen. There are no safeties back. Same thing with the top of your screen with Gerard Yu. Really shallow coverage. That's going to be a run to Irby Mason. Right side. 2 yards. Interesting play call there.
Yeah, Ben.
This game isn't home free at all.
I think it's a field position game there for the Green Wave. Obviously, you don't want to make any silly mistakes and give them the ball back in their own territory. But to Fury in the slot, I would have thought they may have gone a little screen pass there, maybe a RPO, but
even to Van Rapphorst, a little screen out there, too. Wide receiver screen. You pick up some more yards. You keep the clock churning. They do that there. But, again, I think they could have gotten some more yards if they didn't run it, because especially to the far side, it was stacked over there.
Yeah, Ben, but, the quote goes, better safe than sorry.
True. High snap. The punt just gets away.
Very good athletic play by DiPietro there to make that catch and a pretty good punt. And I was a little bit surprised that Larkin didn't try to return that. I mean, it was a little shallow punt, but with a running catch, I would have thought that he would have, full head of steam, try to
Fair assessment.
return that.
So 5:10 to go in this third quarter. Delbarton's fan base definitely making an impact. They bring a massive speaker. Doing a little YMCA down there.
Yeah, Ben, they're lucky you're in the booth because your dance moves, man.
Zammit with time, looking deep. He's going to throw deep. Wide open, he's there, and he's got it. What a play by Mason James.
And Ben, it looked like a holding on Coy was not called. I thought they were going to throw a flag there, but James, like you said earlier, you got to give the ball to him, and Kylie almost got back in time, but James, blazing speed and huge play for the DePaul Spartans, and that's the Zammit, star quarterback touch. What a throw.
For sure. Last time he overthrew his guy Larkin. This time a little shallow on the throw, but regardless, they got first and goal from the 9. Handoff, Carter trying to get it around, spinning, but to no avail.
Brought down by number 33, Alex Fazekas. Going to bring up second and goal for the Spartans. Going to face second and goal from the 9.
Then again, we've seen this again. We've seen this. It feels like we've seen this story already where DePaul makes a big play. They were having a good drive, and then they try to run the ball, sustain it, and it stalls out. And it just reminds me of the end of the second half, and end of the first half, I'm sorry, where they had a chance to, score, make it 21-7, and just were unsuccessful. We'll see, though.
Carter up the gut, and he's in.
Yep,
Great blocking up front.
And that was great blocking. Hole was wide open. Carter's speed. And exactly what I said about stalling, did the opposite. Great run, and it's a touchdown for the Spartans.
So out for the extra point is Stephen Walker. Oh, and it's blocked. Wow. Thought the momentum was going in the Spartans' favor, but Nick Stoll gets his hands up and blocks the extra point.
Yeah, Ben, and it's just been like that. You could just see that Delbarton is just, they're in a different gear. They're just like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but just a play like that, an extra point where, you'd think that it's just routine. Nick Stoll makes a great play there and blocks it, and that could be a huge thing.
Regardless, a good drive, though, from the Spartans.
Yeah,
they get the 6 points on the board. Marquand Carter finds the end zone. That has to be a momentum boost.
Yeah, of course.
And now 3:55 to go. Again, this game was never going to be home free for the Green Wave. Derek Zammit has that clutch ability, especially with his talented wide receiver, Mason James. They connect there, big play. And then first run doesn't work, second time was the charm. Little recap. Van Raphorst and Kylie back to return for the Green Wave.
Yeah, Ben, and that was the first time we've really seen the Green Wave zone really get broken in two, but obviously a receiver like James is going to do that.
Onside kick. Oh, my goodness. This one looks like it might have gone to 10 yards. Where the referee's going to point? And Delbarton ball.
And
that was sure close.
Yeah.
That was a really good onside kick. Caught the Green Wave by surprise. It looked like. But, I mean, you get your guys coming, and just came a little bit too late.
A little bit too early.
Early, sorry.
And Ben, I think it was actually a smart play by the Green Wave because obviously you see a guy running over the ball, you think, oh, I need to get that, and that's usually how they touch it before 10 yards, and that's usually how it happens. So good awareness by the Green Wave how to touch it before 10 yards. They know. Just let them touch the ball, and Green Wave ball there.
Handoff. Irby Mason met in the backfield, spinning forward, and it looks like he lost the yard.
Yeah, Ben, and the DePaul defensive line has really made the adjustment during the halftime so far. They've really done a pretty good job wrapping up Irby Mason this whole entire half so far. And the Green Wave's got to get a first down on this drive, I think, just to settle down and keep the momentum. Maybe hopefully go into this fourth quarter up 28-6.
First play of the game, they hit Van Raphorst out of the backfield. I really like that formation. Little thing we saw really brought to the ceiling by Debo Samuel with that San Francisco playbook. But it's definitely evolved since then with a lot of other guys. Irby Mason finds his way there, just short of a first down, it looks like.
Yeah, Ben, but as we were talking about the great defensive line play, great offensive line play, right there, a little pull, he catches him, wide open hole, and a big run by Irby Mason there. Gets down right in front of the first down, and it's 3rd and 1. Yeah, and I think a play like this, big third down, you got to give the ball to Fury.
I agree. And I think DePaul is probably expecting the ball to go to Fury as well, so we'll see how this one works out. 3rd and 1, 4-down territory for the Green Wave.
Yeah, Ben, very similar to what you said. Obviously, the famous Wildcat that was Philip Fomar's on these short plays. Now it's different, but to Fury.
Oh, fighting. I don't think he got there. Yeah, he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 4th and 1. No doubt in my mind that they're going to go for this.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. It's got to be a go situation.
And we're going to see Schmalz come into the game for Gallardi, so this is undoubtedly a run. They need 1 yard to go. Will we see a little read option here?
That would be a good call, Ben. Obviously, Schmaltz is pretty young. Hopefully his awareness is going on that read option, but obviously he has the talent and the speed.
Both running backs in the backfield.
How long is the play clock?
And Brian Bauer standing right next to the official timeout Green Wave. I'm surprised they didn't do any hard count there. And it didn't look like they were trying to draw him off sides. But they bring this one down to a minute 20. Let's put it in two perspectives. If Schmalz stays out there, what do you think they'll do?
I think that they're probably either going to go, I don't know, you're a big runner, but I feel like if I'm Coach Chi, I maybe throw him off guard there. Obviously, they've seen a lot of Schmaltz. I think maybe a slow swing pass to the Fury or, like you said, read option or a run downhill. I think that if we get a good push off the line, run downhill with Mason could get us that 1 yard. But we'll see what they call. But if they put Gallardi in, what do you think the game plan's going to be? You think it's another QB sneak? You think it's going to be a handoff? Or you think they're going to maybe go deep, maybe catch them off guard?
I'm pulling something out of the Spartans playbook, a little read option. I think you put Gallardi under center, you make him think maybe it's doing a tush push, and then they have to Fury run around, a little toss on the right side. You can flip that out. Or you have Van Raphorst, Gallardi drops back quickly, slant route right in there. So I think if Gallardi's in, which he's not, so we'll see Schmalz, this has to be a run here. I would be very surprised if this one's going to be a throw. Here we go. Hard count. Schmalz takes the snap, going right side, and he's stopped. Who else? Logan Nagel finds his way back there. And I think once Schmalz came out onto that field, everybody knew that was going to be a rush.
Yeah, Ben, and I'm not going to lie. I do not like the play call. On 4th and 1, it's a short play. I mean, you're spending more yards going east to west than you are going north to south, right? I feel like you just got to go downhill there to get that 1 yard. And obviously, Smoltz is a very talented runner, but you have, Tafuri. I think if you're going to run it right away, I think you got to snap it directly to Tafuri.
I like that. I was just thinking the same thing. Well, here we go. We'll see how this momentum can change. Zamet firing. It is caught by Larkin. First down.
Yeah, Ben, he was sitting in there for a while. I thought Zamet was not going to catch him, but finally they caught him. He was wide open, and a big catch right there. And the momentum, you could see it. You could feel it.
It's kind of shifting, yep. And, nobody thought this one was home free. But, Derek Zamet stays so composed in that pocket. Doesn't panic at all. It's a screen pass to Larkin, right side. Back-to-back catches for him, and he's ran out of bounds. Maybe a couple yards short of a first. Oh, wow, they're going to say 1 yard. A nice spot here for DePaul.
Yeah, Ben.
This is the play to take a shot. If you're going to take a shot, this is definitely the play.
I agree.
Audibling with Coach Campanelli. Zamet in the shotgun, dropping back. Throws, nice pass. Right in there to Larkin. 3 straight catches, and Zamet is really accurate right now.
Yeah, Ben, and a good route by Larkin there against Cusimano, who was having pretty solid coverage, but it's not good enough. That duel was won by Larkin.
I really like this. DePaul's really starting to throw the ball here on this drive, and I think they should really keep that up. It's been working. It's how they've gone down there. That's what they'll do here. Zamet stepping up in the pocket, rolling, going to his right, and he's taken down by Coy at the 10.
We've seen this a lot, and I believe that the Green Wave have now put Coy in a QB spy, if I'm not mistaken, and look there that
Smart.
He was following him, because we've seen Zamet. He's been running around on the throws all the time. As we will go to the fourth quarter, it looks like, Ben.
Yep. 2 scores in this third quarter. 1 by each side. 28-6, the Green Wave up, going into the final quarter. We're back here, second and about 1 for the Spartans. Trailing by 22 to start the quarter. It'll be a handoff to Carter, up the gut, and first down yardage. He was still fighting, so he got, I think, a couple more.
Yeah, Ben, and now first and goal at the 5. Carter kept his legs churning for another 2 or 3 yards. And now it's where both teams got to hunker down. We'll see which team really, if either team can make a big play here.
2 to the left for Zamet. He'll hand off to Carter, trying to find his second touchdown, and he's going to be stopped at about the 4-3. Big guys coming in here. I think that's Christie coming off. No, he'll stay on. Kylie's coming off, though. We just saw Daddis and McBride enter the game.
Yeah, Ben, and Hunter and Kylie both came off, so we could see that they're probably going to cover the safeties on the star receivers and have the bigger man look on the inside.
Watch the RPO. It'll be a straight pass. Batted at the line.
And great play with the defensive line, because that motion, I think, He seemed like he was on an island, but that's why you got to throw the ball because the defensive line, great bat there. And now 3rd down. And ran off already a minute on this goal situation where it would seem to be a shoo-in that DePaul was going to score.
Yeah, it's Devin Martin getting the hands up there. Big play, and it stops the clock. So 3rd and 3. Again, this will probably be a pass. We'll see if we get a little play action here. Zamet's under center. Carter's the back. Oh, it's a handoff, and it's going to be stopped.
Emmett Coy, we say his name all the time, and what a play there. He gets over the offensive line, and does a little hop there, and he holds on to the running back, and now a big 4th down here. Wow, Ben, what a great defensive drive for the defense.
4th and goal. The offense staying out on the field. You came all this way. Put some points on the board to show for it. We'll see what they can do here. Zamet in the shotgun. We got a pistol set.
And he will
Zamet
throw
with all
it.
kinds of time. Throws the back of the end zone. Oh,
Oh,
what a catch!
incomplete.
Really?
Incomplete.
No,
He dropped it.
wow.
It hit the ground. It hit the
Really?
ground. No, it hit the ground. It went through his hands. I
Wow.
saw it.
I thought that was a catch.
It went through his hands. He dropped it. I saw it. He had it here, and then it went plopped right down. It seemed like.
I was going to
I
say, what a
believe I
catch.
saw
A
it
beautiful
correctly.
toe tap.
Yeah.
And
it
there
looked
were
like
no
he was worrying
reviews.
about the sideline more than actually holding on to the ball.
We'll see this replay.
Look at, he just drops it. Going down to the ground, did not survive. Almost a great play, but slipped right through his arms. But you know, coaches always tell you got to catch the ball with your hands. Obviously, great player, but arm catch, you know, sometimes it just slips out. And big play, the one time they can't slip out there, it does.
And it was a really great play by Zamet, keeping his team alive. But the bigger story now, I mean, you don't get points on the board, and now Delbarton gets the ball back. So, I mean, if they can pin him back deep, get a quick 3 and out, that'll be very beneficial. Maybe even a safety. We'll see what they can do. Irby Mason not getting anything.
Yeah, Ben, and I know they have this pistol formation where they have Fury and Kobe Irby Mason, and I'm trying to think if they should probably go a little inside zone with Fury, at least set him up a little bit for a run, keep him off balance, because it seems like whenever they're in this formation, they go downhill with Irby Mason when, I mean, you see what Tafuri's get on with the ball all game.
And the guy opened the second half with a, 80-yard touchdown. So we'll see if they go back to him here. He is right next to Gallardi. Pass, batted at the line, incomplete.
And Ben, they tried to do a little drop-off there.
I think that was to Fury as well.
Yeah, it was. Almost a little bit sneaky, but also risky.
If that
That
was
was
a
caught
lot
in
of
the
what
end
ifs could have
zone,
been
yeah.
gone, could have happened there because
But I think the biggest problem with that play is that no clock runs there.
yeah, 9:22 to
huge.
go, and again, DePaul sure they didn't score on that last drive, which they pretty much needed to do. But again, you get the stop on 3rd and 11, punt unit comes out. At worst, you probably get the ball around the 50-yard line. At best, you can return that ball all the way up to the 30.
And Ben, right here, I think you got to get the ball to Grant Van Rapp. At least give him a chance here.
Gallardi hands off to Fury. Oh my goodness! Did he just pick it up? He did.
He did.
This
Wow.
guy's unbelievable.
Wow.
Talk about trust from your offensive coordinator.
And Ben, it was an inside zone. What did I tell you? Get the ball to him on the inside zone. I know what I'm talking about a little bit at least. And wow, he just shot him out of the cannon. Great blocks on the inside zone. Wow. And look at that. The field position completely flips. They're now on the 30-yard line almost. Wow. Wow, Ben. And now they're back to the pistol formation. It looks like Van Rapp is shade covered by the safety here. They look like they're in a press.
Irby Mason, again, he's really been struggling this game. DeFury has been doing really well with this line, but Irby Mason, the heavier back.
Yeah, like we talked about,
doing as
Ben.
well.
I think it's just the styles. I mean, Mason's a heavier back. Obviously, he's 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of back. While Fury, I mean, he's just, slipping through the line and flying because that's just the player he is. He's got such great speed. So just the speed back, it's a better game for the speed back today because I think that's just fundamentally the style that is exposed in the DePaul defense right now.
Yeah, and you look at the line, you got Logan Nagel, but also the big guy, number 60, Zion Rivera. It's going to be tough to get through him, but if you can get past him, I think that's really been what it has been for the Delbarton backs. And the struggles continue for Irby Mason.
And Ben, I mean, you got press coverage for the DePaul defense, and you have a shade coverage on Grant Van Rapp. I don't know why you wouldn't give him a chance there on second down. Obviously, you want to run the clock a little bit, but even if it's just a little screen pass.
Yeah, they haven't been getting him the ball too much. This will be a pass. Tight end Trafford comes out. Wide receiver 3, or I guess wide receiver 2 now, and Castellano comes in with Rodriguez's injury. And it'll be a 3rd and 18. And, I mean, it hasn't even been any penalties. It's just been the loss of yards in the runs from Irby Mason. He's not in the game. Sorry, no, I think he's in the slot there.
Yeah, he is, Ben. And this drive started with 10 minutes left, and now there's 6. So that's a big thing. It's the Fury Oma. I mean, still productive games. And then you look at how the Masons' runs have been. You wonder why they haven't ran with the Fury every play on this drive. But now they're going to punt it, obviously getting back to around the 30-yard line. A good punt here from DiPietro brings the ball to the other side of the 50, and I think that's a successful drive for the Green Wave, running off 4.5 minutes and sending them back in field position.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, it wasn't the dream drive for the Green Wave. They didn't get any points on the board, but they burned a lot of clock off, about 4 minutes, and they got the ball out of their own end zone. So this ball, instead of being at the 50, looks like it'll be at around the 30. Punt just gets away, and it'll bounce behind Lorcan. What a punt. Will this one be down inside the 10? No, but at the 11.
And Ben, like I said, DiPietro, he has been a sneakily huge asset for the Delbarton Green Wave when it comes to the field position. And that's like the 3rd time that, shockingly, A.J. Larkin hasn't decided to take the kick. Obviously, that one was over his head, so probably smartly he didn't try to catch it. But another great punt and down. Great job by the hands team. That's another momentum. I mean, even special team plays, it's a momentum boost for the Green Wave.
1st and 10 from the 12.
And now, I mean, a complete field flipper. So DePaul will start from the 11. Quick pass is caught. Mason James, and a solid tackle there by Hunter. If he didn't make that tackle, James could have been gone.
Yeah, Ben, and we've been saying Hunter's name a lot. Goes by Pop at school, and he's been really great. I mean, think about how big James is. He's a big senior, and Pop makes that great tackle in open field after that catch.
Second and 2. Zamet looking deep. Fires in the middle of the field, wide open! Mason James inside Delbarton territory.
Yeah, Ben, and you can see here James, he doesn't really sprint to the route. He was being smart, he was being patient, hesitant. He was waiting for the play to develop, and as it developed, you could see the Delbarton zone. The 2 linebackers are sitting down right in front of him, and he just goes right in that little gap, and it's wide open. And great play they're already going. They're going in a hurry up.
Zamet has had all kinds of time today. Still, and he'll throw it. It is caught. It looks like incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10. We have a whistle. Refs discussing. And it'll be a personal foul on Delbarton.
And that looks like the first really truly big mistake that the Delbarton defense has really made. I guess you could point to that big catch by James earlier, but besides that, really been a clean game, and it looks like they were just trying to get after Zaman and a little bit too aggressive.
Yep. He looks a little shaken up. He looks good now, but we haven't seen too many runs out of him this half.
Yeah, but that was silly because, I mean, there's nowhere really to go on that play for anybody, so.
So we'll see what DePaul can do with this advanced field position. They've moved the ball pretty quickly this drive. Zamet, all kinds of time again. Rolling, firing, completing.
And Ben, the Delbarton zone has done a really good job at like kind of masking all the receivers for Zaman. He's taking a while. He's going through his reads, and that's what he does. He's obviously a great quarterback, so he progresses very well, moves around in the pocket very well, and makes a great throw there on one of his last reads. But still, the Green Wave defense has done their job. It's just, you know, Zamet has too much time because of the time he creates with his legs.
It was Davis on the catch. His second today. And now 1st and 10. Zamet looking right side. It's complete. A nice catch there. I think that's Ryan Thomas.
Number 2, Raccoon Thomas. Brought down by number 33, Alex Vasikas. Going to have a 2nd and 4 for the Spartans.
And Ben, another big thing there is the clock stops. Great catch, and also got out of bounds. A sack here I feel like would be big for the Green Wave, but also it feels like DePaul has just been running.
Zamet under pressure and taken down.
And Ben, I spoke it into existence. I said a sack would be big for the Green Wave, and they get it there. That runs the clock. Time's running, and time is of essence, as it looks like they have an offensive lineman shaken up there for the Spartans.
So 3rd and 11 here. Spartans have all 3 timeouts. The Green Wave only with 2.
But now it's 3rd and long, Ben, and another, you know, DePaul's drive has been going really well, and just 2 plays, and now it's 3rd and long.
Zamet rolling left. He's just going to run, and he'll take it out of bounds. Oh, and that's going to be a stupid penalty. That is just a stupid penalty. What are you doing?
Very silly by Dart, who's a senior leader, but, I mean, he's just got to be Devin Martin. But just a silly mistake, but
clearly out of bounds.
and it's a 1st down.
It's just a really undisciplined play. It was going to be 4th down and long still. Instead, it'll be 1st and goal. And the clock stops with 3:53 to go. So 1st and goal here for DePaul.
Yeah, Ben, and that that's not what you want for the Green Wave, but now you just got to reset here, make a stop on 1st and goal. There's still only 3 minutes left, so you got to wonder if they make a stop here. If they made a stop there, the game probably would have been close to ice. But it is 4th down. They're saying
really?
it was only a 5-yard penalty.
That's only a 5-yard penalty?
Half the distance to the goal, so it's 4th and short now. So another big play here. Wow, Ben, that changes the penalty dramatically.
Carter.
Wow!
Going nowhere.
And Emmett Coy again, I swear, I've said his
He
name
was in the backfield
all
before
day.
they even snapped the ball. That was
It's
amazing.
Tremendous, Ben, and Martin's got to feel relieved after that penalty that it didn't inflect the team. And the team, that shows maturity right there. After a costly penalty, Martin making a silly mistake, for them to just get right back up, go 4th down, let's make a stop here. And, I saw more Delbarton jerseys than there were DePaul jerseys in the backfield.
I don't know if that was a RPO, but if it was, not the right read from Zamet. I don't know why you run the ball. It hadn't been working. You have all the passes in the world being completed. That's how you got down there. Why not keep that going, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, Ben.
And if you're going to run it, Marquand Carter's been getting stopped all day. Give it to Zamet. Let him take him off. Let him take off.
I think it was just momentum, Ben. I mean, that you look at that 4 downs, right? It seemed that the pass wasn't open at all, right? They had a quick jump off, then a sack, then a 2-yard rush. So it's all about momentum in this game of football as an player's injured for DePaul Catholic.
And trying to see what number that is. It looks like Tavian Monroe was the guy down. Yeah, he was. Tavian Monroe takes his helmet off, jogs over to the sideline. It'll be 2nd and 8. Irby Mason fought for 2 on the first down. The box is stacked. Nobody is deep. I wouldn't be surprised. You just saw Van Rapphorst point downfield. Might try to take the top off here.
Yeah, I can't see a reason not to. I mean, your defense has just made 2 incredible stops within their own goal line.
But they'll hand it off. Irby Mason spinning, going nowhere.
And Ben, I think that was a mistake. I mean, think about it. Your defense has just made 2 great stops. You have a chance to put the game away with this touchdown or at least a big play that runs out the clock. Why not give Van Rapp a chance when he literally has no safety help and he's made great plays like that all season? I don't really find a reason to run with Mason, who's been stopped all day.
And sure, the game's not over, but again, they have a 22-point lead with 2:32 to go. And again, you're saying the defense has been playing amazing. So, and the fact that they didn't take that shot, I don't know. Van Rapphorst's trying to communicate with his quarterback. But again, I think they're going to stack the box again because the play calling has been pretty basic. So we'll see if they just run the ball.
Yeah,
It'll have 14 seconds left on the snap clock. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. They'll snap it. Hand off to Fury. Stop at the line. Maybe gains a yard.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. You know, this is the one thing that comes to mind. If Fury went head first in there, if there is helmet-to-helmet contact and the ref saw or heard that, that's a disqualifying penalty, I'm pretty sure, with targeting. We'll see what the refs have to say.
Yeah, the flag was within the scrum, so I didn't see it. We will see what the call is.
And if that is it.
And it's a face mask on the DePaul defense, and that relates in a first down, I believe.
No,
it does not.
because
Sorry.
they were still behind the sticks by a lot.
My eyes deceived me. I thought the ref put up a 1.
You're all good. But if they pick up this first down, that will be the ball game. I just have to kneel it out. And what a win it would be for the Green Wave. This has to be a pass, I'm guessing. But at the same time, Coach G has ran the ball all drive.
And with this formation, you got to think, I'm thinking maybe a swing pass, but no, it's just a stretch to
Another
Fury.
run, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. The clock will run down to about, I think, 50 seconds.
And DePaul not calling any timeouts.
No, it's going to be more than that. That game clock started a little bit later after he was taken down. So this one's going to take him down all the way to about the 40-second mark.
And
Punting unit out there, and DiPietro's been great all day.
And Ben, DePaul has 3 timeouts, and they haven't called any so far. I wonder if maybe, I mean, I wouldn't like to say accept defeat, but you'd wonder why they wouldn't call timeouts that whole drive unless they don't really think they have a chance of winning now.
Punt is up deep, and it will go, looks like bounce out of bounds around the 42. And Larkin, again, just not returning this. I don't know why he hasn't been returning the kicks today. And he had a ton of room in front of him. I haven't really understood why he's not returning these.
Yeah, Ben, and 20-6 with 40 seconds left. I am a religious man, but I do think they need a miracle for this to win.
Here we go, 40 seconds.
With 40 seconds remaining on the clock,
Ben, we talked about the high-powered defense and the offense of DePaul Catholic, but it's really been Delbarton's defense making the stops when it mattered and really controlled this whole game. I'm listening to goal line stands that if they're touchdowns, it's a one-score game.
By the way, Zamet's not even in the game. That pass is caught by Nevers.
And the quarterback is Justin Merriman, I believe, the freshman.
And a change at quarterback for the Spartans, number 17, Frankie Morano.
I guess
Maybe not Frankie Morano. I thought their quarterback, too, was Merriman, but maybe I am mistaken.
It's Morano. He passes quickly. A nice little pass there to Nevers again. And I think this is pretty symbolic, Connor.
Ben.
They're Delbarton playing my way by Frank Sinatra. And upset alert. The Green Wave get the 28-6 over DePaul Catholic. Delbarton comes in as the number 16 team in the state, and they take down the number 3 team. And I think we're just going to stay put right here. I think we're going to have to wait. We're going to try to get Ryan Dewey.
And
We'll
Ben,
try to have him get an interview with head coach Brian Bowers. But in the meantime, let's get talking. What'd you say?
And Ben, that was a quality defensive win right there in the second half. We saw that the DePaul defense made some adjustments. They were stopping the run really well in the second half. But the Delbarton defense, when it mattered, like I said in the first half, bend, don't break. They had a great bend, don't break mentality. And I think my MVP of the game was Matt DeFury and Emmett Coy. They were 2 seniors that made huge plays for the Green Wave and a huge upset. And the Green Wave 3-0 against DePaul with Derek Zaman at quarterback.
What a game. And you talked about Matt DeFury, has the hat trick for touchdowns. Matt O'Leary with a great interception. Gavin Gallardi with 2 passing touchdowns. Gerard Yu with 1. And we really saw a great game from Gavin Gallardi. He didn't make it too fancy. He just did what he had to do and helped this offense work. We talked about the offense. I want to talk about the defense. How many red zone stops did this Green Wave had? Unbelievable. They were unstoppable in the red zone. Just really a great win from the Green Wave.
Yeah, Ben, quality from all sides of the ball. Gallardi not making any mistakes. And, Ben, we talked about this. We talked about how DePaul needed to make mistakes for the Green Wave to win this game, and they did. They made costly ones. And huge upset. And Green Wave, Delbarton, they'll be partying tonight.
Yeah, if anybody just saw, the camera did just die. We're still going to try to get a radio interview with Brian Bowers and Ryan Dewey. Let's look forward then, because the Green Wave have Paramus Catholic next week. But with this win, they could definitely find themselves with a home game, and we will be covering that if there is one. But Delbarton, beat the number 3 team. This is going to have a massive impact on the non-public A playoff. So.
Yeah, Ben, a beautiful game. It just feels like everything came together for the Green Wave today, right? The young quarterback didn't make any mistakes, and he made the big throws when they mattered. The defense really hunkered down with their experience. And it was just, you give your ball to your senior, and you let him score all the touchdowns. It was just exactly how Delbarton wants to play. And going into the playoffs, this Delbarton team could be a scary matchup for any team.
Yeah, teams heating up at the right time have always been big going into the playoffs. Delbarton had a tough first half of their schedule. DePaul Catholic has a really tough second half of their schedule. They've already had to play Bosco Peters, and today they play Delbarton. Next week it doesn't get any easier. I don't know what the final score was between the St. Joe's and Bergen Catholic game. I know St. Joe's was up 28-7 at halftime, but that's the team that DePaul is going to have to play next week. St. Joe's who won 35-28. Bergen almost made the comeback. 4 minutes and 27 seconds left. Bergen is making the comeback. The game's not over. Joe's only up by 7. It's going to be exciting. I think that game's on the Super Football Conference Network, so you guys might want to go tune in over there. But St. Joe's is going to be the matchup for DePaul next week, and that game's going to be wild. I'm pretty sure that game's on Halloween night, too.
Yeah, Ben, and they call it Super Football for a reason. Just quality football in New Jersey. You never know which team is going to win, and a huge win for Delbarton.
Now, Connor, what do you think Coach Bowers is saying in the huddle over there with the Green Wave?
Well, I think I've talked about it already. Just there's a great team win. The team came together. It's the best they've looked all year so far, and they didn't make any silly mistakes. And even when they did, they got up and they weren't upset about it, right? I mean, the thing I think of and point to is that Devin Martin flag, right? 4th and 1 now. DePaul, I mean, this is the one stop. If they make this stop, they iced out the game, and Emmett Coy makes the incredible play in the backfield, and the game's over. I mean, it was just, they got right back up. They made few mistakes, and when they did, they recovered right after, so it was just beautiful.
Derek Zammit had a lot of revenge coming into this game. He posted about on TikTok how they lost the past 2 years, wanted to get the win today, but the 4-star couldn't get it done. The huddle is breaking over there. Hopefully, our third member, Ryan Dooley, gets Brian Bowers. Oh, never mind. I think he's still talking with them. But, yeah, rightfully so. This is one of the biggest wins we've seen from Delbarton, if not the biggest win we've seen from Delbarton all year. And here we go. The hands are up, and the huddle breaks. And Dewey waiting for Bowers. And now we're doing some group meetings. Bowers seems like he's alone, dabbing up some of the recruits that he had at the game. And definitely a good showing, a good day to be a recruit for the Green Wave. Shows you how this school's been working recently. And the camera's back on now. Great. Now you guys can see what we've been looking at.
Look at that guy changed the camera battery out.
And just before we get to Dooley's interview, and he's right there with Bowers. Here we go. He's with him now, but a great job from everybody in our crew. We got our producer, Jared Lowy, you, Connor Glory, and Ryan Dewey down on the field, and a great job from Johnny Faris, my friend, who doesn't even go to Delbarton, but we needed a cameraman. He came in clutch. Ryan Dewey, take it away.
I don't deal with head coach Brian Bowers. What did this mean?
It was everything, we an up and down season. Won the conference. Football. It was an amazing effort by us today, and we're just getting started.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Thank you, Coach.
So much.
Thanks, Ryan. Great insight with the winning head coach from the Delbarton Green Wave, Brian Bowers.
Yeah, Ben, and Coach Bowers said it means everything. It means everything to him, and that was an everything win for the team.
And quite the win. And wait, we might have Matthew DeFury now. The guy scored 3 touchdowns. Here we go. He's with them. Double interview. Ryan Dewey with the guy who had the hat trick for the Green Wave.
Am I good? Down on the field with senior running back Matthew DeFury. I mean, just an electric game from you. What fueled this performance?
Tuesday, I practice even better. Thursday, Friday, tying it all together. I got to give credit all the OGs. They do everything for me. Like running behind them, I couldn't ask for a better group.
This is your 3rd straight conference championship. What does that mean for you in your last year of the belt?
It's definitely special. Big football. And it's a great football team. We just wanted it more. We wanted a personal battle, but nah, we got it. We want it more, and we can win.
What does this win mean for the future of this Delbarton program this year?
I mean, Coach Bauer in the huddle for the game, and I mean, it's only here. There's no stopping us right now. We got to keep on climbing day in, day out. Every single practice, we're ready to work on Tuesday. Got to get after it, and then the week goes on. And we got to win Paramus, and then go on to the playoffs and keep on.
Absolutely. Congrats. GG, man.
He said it perfectly. We wanted it more. That's exactly what they did. They went out there. They fought. Emotions all over Delbarton's faces. Gavin Gallardi with a massive smile. And with Matthew DeFury keeping his head down, he's going to keep working all year long. Ryan Dewey, thanks for a great interview. 2 interviews, actually. Great job from him in his sideline reporting debut. And I think that's it, right? From Johnny Faris, Jared Lowy, Connor Glory, Ryan Dewey, and myself, Ben DeVella. It's been a great broadcast. We'll catch you guys next week with Delbarton versus Pregame.